Oh, that's cute. Oh, okay.
Something different and not black or gray or blue.
Yeah, I was talking to Mrs. Golanowski the other day about how I've got the color scheme of maroon, black, and blue. That's it.
I wear shades of gray, black, you know,
Yeah.
somewhere between white, black, and gray, and then blue.
Yep.
Pretty much it.
That's all she wrote. Taking one not getting Henry back. I might start going over these because he would get to these on himself as well.
Okay.
I feel like he's bored half the day. Hey Riley, what's up?
So I'm still stuck on number 8.
Okay, well we're gonna start going over these now, so no worries. We will get to it. Okay, let's start with number 1. The first thing I like to look at when I'm looking at these problems, so the first thing that I would like everybody to tell me, if I ask you to tell me an answer, is whether the outcome or the product is going to be positive or negative. That is the very first thing I want to hear. So negative 8 times 9. I'd like someone to raise their hand, and I'd like you to do the whole problem for me. But let's start with, will it be positive or negative? Jaden, what do you got?
Well, I'm positive 72.
The 72, I absolutely agree with. Let's check back in on that sign though. So we have one negative number. If you look back on your chart, if we have one negative, is my outcome positive or negative?
Would it be negative?
It is going to be negative. Nice job on the 72 though. Just make sure you look back at that chart. Number 2, would anybody like to help me through number 2? Ethan?
Positive 60.
Okay, can you tell me how you got that? Why do you know?
5 times 12 equals 60.
And then how you know that your sign is positive?
The 2 negative signs.
Perfect. So he got positive 60, and he told me that 12 times 5 is 60, and he has 2 negative signs, so he knows that it's positive. Perfect. Okay, number 3. How did we do on this one? Would anybody like to volunteer to work through it? I don't see any hands. Did we have a little bit of a hard time with this one? Is this kind of tricky? You guys give me like a thumbs up or thumbs down. Henry, you're tricked by this one, okay? Anybody else? Ethan, I know. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm tricked.
Yeah, you're tricked? Yeah. Okay, let's talk about it. So we have to think back a little bit to actually last Tuesday when we did order of operations. Whenever we do order of operations, we're gonna do our addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. We're gonna do all of it from left to right like we're reading. I'm sure you guys remember that. So that's exactly how I'm gonna think about this. I'm gonna break it down first, and the only part I'm gonna worry about is -1 times -3. So -1 times -3. I have two negative numbers, so my answer is positive, and 1 times 3 is 3. Now I will multiply my 5. Who can tell me what 3 times 5 is? Ethan, what's 3 times 5?
15.
15. So my answer is positive 15. These problems might look a little overwhelming, but you can just break them down into their parts, work through it step by step, and it's just like doing any other multiplication problem. So let's work through number 4. I'm going to break it down and just worry about -7 times -2. What is -7 times -2? Can somebody tell me? Jonas, can you tell me what -7 times -2 is? If you have to use a calculator, that's okay. Or do you know what normal 7 times 2 is, if it's positive? Okay. Riley, I see your hand and I appreciate you volunteering, but I'm gonna let Jonas grab his calculator to figure out what it is for us. Thank you though.
I know what it is.
I appreciate you volunteering, but I'm gonna let Jonas figure it out. I'm totally confident that he can do this with his calculator. Ethan, thank you too for raising your hand. I saw you. I appreciate it. It is 14, correct. So -7 times -2 is also positive 14 because I have my two negatives, which means that my answer is positive. So I'm going to multiply 14 by -3. Ethan, what do you got?
-42.
Right, so we have -42 as our answer. (14) times a -3 is -42. Okay. Number 5. Henry, what's the first part of this problem I'm going to do if I break it down into chunks? Correct. Nice job. -9 times 3. So what does -9 times 3 equal? Riley, what is -9 times 3?
$54.
That's the whole problem. I just want the first chunk. -9 times 3. I just want to know that.
-27.
-27. Perfect. Thank you. So -27, and I'm going to multiply my -2. So you want to plug that into their calculator or tell me what it is? Or if you remember what Riley said, Riley actually told us our answer already. Ethan, do you have this?
Which one?
Number 5.
54.
Yep, so Ethan told me 54, which is -27 times -2, so my answer is definitely positive because of those two negatives. And then it's 54. So number 6. The first thing I do when I look at this one immediately, because I know I have that even and odd rule, Anytime I have an even amount of negatives, my answer is positive. If I have an odd amount of negatives, my answer is negative. So I'm just going to count up how many negative ones I have. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 negative ones. Is 6 even or odd? Jaden, can you tell me if 6 is even or odd? Even, correct. So I have an even amount of negative ones. So is my answer positive or negative? Henry, can you tell me if my answer is going to be positive or negative?
It would be negative.
Not quite. I have an even amount of negatives. So if we look back at our rule on the first page that said an even amount of negatives is going to be a positive answer. Think about it again.
Oh, positive.
Positive, perfect. That is a positive 1. Okay, thinking along the same lines, I have negative 1, a total of 1,081 times. Is that an even or an odd number? Ethan, even or odd?
Odd.
Odd, perfect. So is my answer positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative, yep. I have an odd number because it ends in a 1, and my rule says that anytime I multiply a number that has an odd number of negatives, my answer is going to be negative. Last one. I'm multiplying negative 2 8 times. Is 8 odd or even? Jonas, do you know? Odd or even? It is even. Perfect. So now is my answer positive or negative? Can I have a volunteer? Is it positive or negative?
Positive.
It is going to be positive. Riley, do you agree? I see your hand.
Yeah.
Ethan, do you agree? Excellent. So negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 is going to be positive. So what is my answer then? What is negative 2 multiplied by 8? Multiplied together 8 times. What do you got?
2.
So we're multiplying, yeah. So we can't think about it in exactly the same way. We're multiplying 2 together 8 times. So we would have 2 times, well, negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 over and over and over again. So do you want to plug that into their calculator for us? Plug it in.
You got 16.
That would be adding or multiplying. Negative 2, 8 times in your calculator. Riley, what do you got?
Negative 16.
So that would be adding. If you added 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 8 times, yes, but we are multiplying.
256.
256. Good work, Jaden. Negative 2 times negative 2 8 times in a row is 256. Perfect. Okay. We are going to go into a Kahoot. I will put the code in the chat again. Same drill as yesterday. see it? Okay, we got Ethan. Jaden, I assume that's you. Riley, perfect. Just need Jonas and Henry now. Do you want to say that again?
That's a good practice for us. So we're gonna keep working here for a couple minutes.
Henry, I assume that that is you. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, we'll get started then. Okay, there are 10 questions in today's Kahoot. Okay, if an equation has 3 negatives, will that answer be positive or negative? If an equation has 3 negatives. So think back to that chart and your rule. If you have an odd amount of negatives, you get a negative answer. Okay, so 3 is an odd number. Nice job, Ethan. Okay, we're multiplying -1 24 times. 24 is an even number, so is that answer going to be +1 or -1? Look back at your notes if you have to. You can absolutely have your notes open to reference. That would be a super smart thing to do. Perfect, better. Okay, -4 times 3. Make sure you're watching your signs. Excellent, nice job. Ethan, you got a little fire sign. Okay, -3 times -6. Again, watch those signs. Make sure we have our negative rules down. -3 times -6.
We got -9. Nothing else.
Okay, so 3 times 6 is 18. And we have -3 times -6. But those two negatives are going to make a positive. What were you confused on, Ethan?
How it was negative and there was only -9.
Right, so this is like multiple choice. So there's one correct answer and then 3 wrong ones. You're picking the right one. So, these are just like answers I made up to trick you. Okay, so you're just looking for the right one. Okay, an equation with an even number of negatives. Is that going to be positive or negative? If there is an even number of negatives, red is positive, blue is negative. Okay, remember, so when we have an even number, like when we multiplied -1 24 times, that answer is positive.
I have a quick question.
Go for it, absolutely.
The music on the boot, I can't hear you talking all the time. Is there a way to turn it down a bit?
Let's see if that does anything. I just turned it down on my screen. I'm sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, we have 2 times -10.
That did wonders.
Excellent. I'm glad it's better. Nice job. 2 times 10 is 20, but we have a -10. So because we have one negative, which is an odd number, our answer is negative. Okay, 7 times 8. If you are speedy with a calculator and you want to use a calculator, go for it. 7 times 8. Okay, so 7 times 8 is 56. We have no negatives, so we have a positive answer. I think we should maybe practice some fast facts a little bit. Maybe we'll work on some of those. We have 2 questions left. 6 times -9. Now if you look, you can automatically get rid of a couple answers because they don't have the right sign in front of them. So you should automatically be able to eliminate 2. Yep, so it can't be positive because we're multiplying a positive number by a negative number. We have one negative, which is odd, so our answer is odd. Okay, last one. We're multiplying -1 by -1 73 times. Think to yourself, odd or even, and then positive or negative. Red is positive, blue is negative. Nice job. All right. Oops. So I would like everyone to do our IXL for today, which is 7th grade C15. Once again, you'll be doing 7th grade C15, and then you're going to turn in a screenshot to the assignment on Google Classroom, which is due by the end of the day today.
Wait, which one?
7th grade C15. That is also posted on Google Classroom. When you are done that, you have to-do lists from Friday to finish. It would be super good for you to finish those things. Some of you have really, really, really important things to finish. Like if you haven't finished a pre-test yet, it would be a really good idea to finish that IXL and work on that. Or
I finished
Yep, so if you're done that, you're just gonna keep working on that email or that Google Classroom announcement I sent you on Friday. Gotta keep getting that work done. You guys have been doing a good job at turning things in.
I said it was done with the Friday, thing.
Okay, then after your IXL, you may just take a break until when, or start working on things from when. I know you have some super important stuff to get done for Mrs. Golonowski. So if you finish this math early, it might be a good idea to get going on that.
Tomorrow, I'm doing a Zoom meeting with her tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I would like everyone now, if you don't have any questions about math class, to hop off and start working on that IXL, 7th grade C15. Absolutely. I did get it. I believe I returned your grade as well. So you should see that you got a 2 out of 2.
Okay, just checking.
I appreciate it. It'd be good if you got some more of those IXLs turned in too, but good work.
Yeah, that's some kind of work.
That is perfect. Does anybody else have any other questions? There is a study island posted. Okay. You can get started on that.